In this session, I will explain definitions of simple group and quotient group, then related theorems on simple group and quotient group. So first, simple group definition. Simple group. If group Z possesses at least two normal subgroups, if group Z possesses at least two normal subgroups, namely Z itself and the subgroup consisting of the identity element E alone. So these are called improper normal subgroups. Improper normal subgroups or trivial subgroups. Trivial normal subgroups. So if group Z exists for which these are the only normal subgroups, then it is called simple. Then it is called simple. So simple group general definition is group Z. If group Z is called simple. If it has no proper normal subgroups, no proper normal subgroups. So main point, Z is simple if and only if Z has no normal subgroups other than Z and singleton E. Z has no normal subgroups other than Z and singleton E. So next theorem. So theorem statement is every group of prime order is simple. Prime order is simple. So let Z be a group. Every statement is every group of prime order is simple. First of all, Z is a group. So order of Z. So order means number of elements. So order of Z is prime number. Prime number. Already you know that every finite group of prime order does not have proper subgroups. So that means improper subgroups. Z has improper subgroups. That is H equal to singleton E and H equal to Z. So these are called subgroups, normal subgroups. So therefore every group of prime order is simple. So write down the proof. Let Z be a group and the order of Z is a prime number. Order of Z is a prime number. We know that every finite group of prime order, every finite group of prime order does not have proper subgroups, that is Z has improper subgroups. Z has improper subgroups, that is H equal to singleton E, H equal to Z. These are normal subgroups. Obviously these are normal subgroups. So therefore every group of prime order no proper subgroups. So that means simple. So no every group of prime order as no proper normal subgroups is simple. So next theorem, no abelian group of composite order is simple. Composite order is simple. So no abelian group of composite order is simple. First of all, let us consider Z comma dot be an abelian. So abelian group. So Z comma dot is abelian group. H is a subgroup of Z. So already you know that every subgroup of an abelian is normal. So that means H is normal. Already you know that every subgroup of an abelian is normal. So that means H is normal. So already you know that every abelian group of composite order, so proper normal subgroups. So that means no abelian group of composite order is we have to prove simple. But we know that no abelian group of composite order has proper subgroups. So no, simple definition is no proper subgroups. So but abelian group of composite order is proper subgroups. That means abelian group of composite order does not, so that means not simple. Z is not simple. So therefore no abelian group of composite order is simple. So write down the proof. Let Z comma dot be an abelian group of composite order. Let H be a subgroup of Z. Since already you know that by noun theorem, every subgroup of an abelian group is normal. Of an abelian group is normal. So every subgroup of an abelian group is normal. So H is a normal. So H is normal. So we know that every abelian group of composite order possesses proper subgroups. So we know that every abelian group of composite order possesses proper subgroups. That means proper subgroups. So subgroup of an abelian group is normal. So H is normal. So that means every abelian group of composite order possesses proper normal subgroups. So already you know that every subgroup of an abelian group is normal. So H belongs to H. So consider H. So it can be written as EH. So we have to prove H is a subgroup. So every subgroup of an abelian group is normal. So that means it can be written as X inverse into X. So or X into X inverse into H. Already know that E can be written as X inverse or X inverse X. So E can be written as X inverse equal to H. So already know that subgroup of abelian. So that means H X inverse equal to X inverse H. So X inverse H can be written as X inverse H. So H X inverse. So that means X inverse belongs to H. So that means H is a normal condition. So X inverse belongs to H. So H is a normal subgroup of Z. So every subgroup of an abelian is normal. So H is normal. So by using this theorem, since every subgroup of an abelian group is normal, so H is normal. So therefore every abelian group of composite order possesses proper normal subgroups. So proper normal subgroups. Simple. Main definition is no proper. So every abelian group is proper normal subgroups. That means G is not simple. Hence, so every abelian group is not simple. But since no abelian group is simple, so hence every abelian group no abelian group of composite order is simple. So every abelian group of composite order proper normal subgroups. Simple definition is no proper normal subgroups, but every abelian group is proper normal subgroups. That means G is not simple. So every abelian group is not simple. No abelian group is simple. So hence no abelian group of composite order is simple. So next definition, quotient group or factor group. Next, quotient group or factor group. So quotient group, factor group. So H is a normal subgroup of a group Z comma dot. H is a normal subgroup of a group Z comma dot. So let A belongs to Z. So HA is a right coset. HA is a right coset of H. AH is a left coset of H. Since H is normal, already know that H is normal, that means HA equal to AH or AH equal to HA. Already know that normal condition XH X inverse, so belongs to H. XH X inverse equal to H, multiply on both sides right by X, so value is XH equal to HX. So H is normal, so HA equal to AH. Thus G by H is the set of all cosets of H in Z. So define an operation Z by H such that, so consider elements HA comma HB belongs to Z by H. Consider elements HA comma HB belongs to Z by H. So such that HA into coset multiplication is HA into HB equal to HAB, where A comma B belongs to Z. So now Z by H. Now G by H is a coset multiplication. With respect to coset multiplication is a group, is called quotient group or factor group. Now G by H is a group with respect to coset multiplication. So is called quotient group or factor group in Z by H. So write down the definition. So write down the definition. Let H is a normal subgroup of a group Z comma dot. Let A belongs to Z. HA is a right coset of, already you know that right coset left coset, so HA is a right coset of H, and AH is a left coset of H. Since H is normal, so that means HA equal to AH. So H is normal, HA is equal to AH. Thus G by H, set of all cosets of H in Z. Set of all cosets of H in Z. So define an operation is called coset multiplication. Define an operation is called coset multiplication. Define an operation is called coset multiplication. So on Z by H such that HA comma HB belongs to Z by H. So HA comma HB belongs to, already know that HA comma HB belongs to Z by H. So coset multiplication is HA HB is equal to HAB. So now this is main point. So now Z by H is a group with respect to coset multiplication. Is called factor group or quotient group. Factor group or quotient group on Z by H. So next theorem. Next theorem. If H is a normal subgroup of a finite group Z, normal subgroup of a finite group Z, then order of Z by H equal to order of Z by order of H. So first of all, let us consider Z is a finite group. So H is a normal subgroup of Z. We have to prove that order of Z by H equal to order of Z by order of H. So proof. So let Z be a finite group and H is a normal subgroup of Z. H be a normal subgroup of Z. We have to prove that order of Z by H equal to order of Z by order of H. So already consider order of Z by H. Already you know that order of Z by H means number of distinct causes of H in Z. So the number of distinct cosets of H in Z. So it can be written as number of elements in Z by number of elements in Z by number of elements in H. Number of elements in H. So already you know that number of elements in Z. So it can be written as order of Z. So order of Z means number of elements in Z. So order of H. So therefore order of Z by H equal to order of Z by order of H. So next theorem. So next theorem. Every coefficient group of an abelian is abelian. Theorem statement is every quotient group. So every quotient group of an abelian is abelian. Abelian group is abelian. So proof. So every quotient group of an abelian is abelian. So proof. First of all, already you know that. Let us consider Z is abelian. So Z is, let Z be an abelian group. Z be an abelian group. Let H be a subgroup of Z. So we have to prove that quotient group. First of all, consider quotient group. So now Z by H equal to, so HA comma A belongs to Z. So Z by H is a quotient group. So every quotient group abelian is abelian. Already know that Z is abelian means AB equal to BA, commutative law. So using commutative law, so abelian, so HA is equal to AH, AHA equal to AH. So let consider H be a subgroup of Z. So Z by H means quotient. So Z by H equal to HA comma A belongs to Z. So we have to prove that. Z by H is abelian. You have to prove that Z by H is abelian. So Z by H is abelian. First let consider HA comma HB belongs to. So HA comma HB belongs to Z by H, where A comma B belongs to Z. So HA, consider HA HB. So consider HA HB. So HA HB can be written as HAB. Already know the cross multiplication. HA HB can be written as HAB. So Z is abelian. Since Z is abelian, so AB can be written as BA. So HBA. So HBA can be written as, already you know that HA HB can be written as HAB. So HB can be written as HBHA. So HBHA. So therefore HA HB equal to HBHA. So therefore every quotient group is, so already you know that AB equal to BA. So already Z is a group. So Z by H is a group. Every quotient group of an abelian group is abelian. So HA HB is equal to HB HA. So therefore every quotient group of an abelian is abelian. So next theorem. So next theorem name quotient group or factor group. Quotient group or factor group. So theorem statement is quotient group, factor group. Statement is let H be a normal subgroup of a group Z. Normal subgroup of a group Z. Let H be a normal subgroup of a group Z. So the Z by H is the set of all cosets of H in Z. Let H be a normal subgroup of a group Z. The set Z by H is the set of all cosets of H in Z with respect to multiplication. With respect to multiplication is a group. So first of all, let us consider Z be a group. H is a normal subgroup of Z. The quotient group is Z by H. So Z by H can elements is HA HB. So that means HA comma HB belongs to Z by H. So coset multiplication HA HB is equal to HAB. So first of all, we have to show that coset define operation is well defined. The operation is well defined. So after we have to prove G by H is a group. So group satisfies four properties: closure, associative, existence of identity, existence of inverse. So first of all, let's see proof. Let Z be a group. Let Z be a group and H is a normal subgroup of Z. H is a normal subgroup of Z. So coset, now Z by H equal to HA, right coset? HA such that A belongs to Z. Clearly Z by H is non-empty, so that means HA, so A belongs to Z, HA belongs to Z by H. So clearly Z by H is non-empty. Z by H is non-empty. So now define an operation. So clearly Z by H is non-empty. So consider elements in Z by H. So let HA comma HB belongs to Z by H. So now define an operation is, now define an operation so define an operation. Coset multiplication is coset multiplication on Z by H as HA, HB is equal to HAB. Now we define an operation is coset multiplication on Z by H as HA, HB is equal to HAB. So we prove that so we define coset multiplication. We define a coset multiplication. So we define coset multiplication on Z by H as HHB is equal to HAB. So we prove that the operation is well defined. Operation is well defined. So operation is well defined. So first of all consider let HA equal to HX, HB is equal to HY. So consider HA is equal to HX, HB is equal to HY. So in Z by H. So HA equal to HX. So can be written as, suppose now HA equal to HX can be written as, already you know that by noun theorem HA is equal to HB. So that implies if and only if AB inverse belongs to H. So by using this theorem HHB if and only if AB inverse belongs to H. So necessary sufficient condition theorem. So HA equal to HB can be written as AX inverse belongs to H. So AX inverse belongs to H. So similarly HB is equal to HY can be written as, so AB inverse BY inverse belongs to H. So now consider, consider AB into XY whole inverse. So AB into XY whole inverse, XY whole inverse can be written as, so AB Y inverse into X inverse. Already you know that Z is a group. AB whole inverse can be written as B inverse A inverse. So Y inverse X inverse. So A into E is the identity element. So value is A into B Y inverse X inverse. So E is the identity element. So can be written as E is the identity element, X inverse X into X inverse. So E is the identity element, it can be written as X inverse into X into X inverse. So E can be considered as X inverse into X, B Y inverse, changing the brackets. So A into X inverse, E can be written as X inverse into X, B Y inverse into X inverse. So changing the brackets, A X inverse B into, sorry, X into A X inverse B into Ax inverse x into b y inverse x inverse. Ax inverse into b y inverse x inverse. So already you know that Ax inverse belongs to H, by inverse belongs to H. So that means Ax inverse belongs to H, by inverse belongs to H. So x into by inverse x inverse belongs to H. So belongs to H. Already you know that Ax inverse Hx, Ax inverse belongs to H. So Ax inverse belongs to H. So by normal definition, XH x inverse belongs to H. So x into by inverse is also belongs to H. So by inverse belongs to H. X by inverse into x inverse belongs to H. So totally belongs to H. So therefore AB into xy whole inverse, so AB into xy whole inverse belongs to H. So already you know that HA HB, sorry, HA equal to HB. AB by noun theorem, since AB inverse belongs to H. So AB inverse belongs to H if and only if HA equal to HB. So using AB whole inverse belongs to H if and only if HA equal to HB. So it can be written as HA, this is A, this is B, so equal to HB. So already you know that HAB can be written as HA HB, coset multiplication. So HA HB equal to HX HY, HAB, HX into HY. So therefore coset multiplication is well defined. Coset multiplication is well defined. So next we have to prove, first of all we have to show that operation is well defined. So operation is well defined is proved. So next, group satisfies 4 properties. So first one, closure law. Next, closure law. So closure law. So let us consider, let HA comma HB belongs to Z by H, where A comma B belongs to Z, where A comma B belongs to Z. So consider HA HB equal to, already you know that coset multiplication HA HB is equal to HAB. So HAB is the right coset. So HAB belongs to Z by H. So therefore coset multiplication is closure. Multiplication is closure. So next, associative law. So second one, associative law. So let HA comma HB comma HC belongs to Z by H. HA comma HB comma HC belongs to Z by H, where ABC belongs to Z. So let us consider HA HB into HC. So I have to show that HA into HB HC. So HAHB can be written as, already you know that HAHB can be written as HAB into HC. So this is A, C means B. So HAHB can be written as HAB. So HAB can be written as, so changing the brackets, H into A into BC. So change, it can be written as HAB, can be written as HAHB, HA into HBC. So HBC can be written as HBHC. So therefore HAHB into HC equal to HA into HB into HC. So therefore coset multiplication is associative. Coset multiplication is associative. So next, existence of identity. Third one, existence of identity. Already you know that existence of identity. In general, A dot E equal to A equal to E dot A. So in this case, consider right coset. So let HA belongs to Z by H. So there exists HE belongs to Z by H such that, so first one HA HE. So HA HE can be written as, already you know that HA HB can be written as HAB. So HAE is the identity element, so value is A. So HA. So similarly HE HA. HE HA. So that means HEA. So HEA can be written as, is the identity element, so value is A. So therefore HA HE equal to HA equal to HE into HA. So therefore HE is the identity in Z by H. Identity in Z by H. So next, existence of, last one, existence of inverse. Next, existence of inverse. So existence of inverse. So first let consider HA belongs to Z by H. Since G is a group, so A inverse belongs to Z. Since A belongs to Z, so that implies A inverse belongs to Z. We have HA inverse belongs to Z by H. So first consider HA into HA inverse. Already you know that HA into HA inverse can be written as HA inverse. Already you know that A into A inverse value is E. So HE. So similarly HA inverse into HA can be written as HA inverse into A. HE. So therefore HA into H inverse into HE equal to HA inverse HA. So therefore every element of G by H is invertible. So therefore every element of Z by H is invertible. So therefore HA inverse is the inverse of HA in Z by H. So therefore HA inverse is the inverse of HA in Z by H. So therefore Z by H is a group with respect to coset multiplication. So first of all operation is well defined. Next 4 properties are satisfied. So therefore Z by H is a group with respect to coset multiplication. This is the coefficient theorem or factor theorem.